Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is 9 o'clock here on Wednesday night, October the 1st, time for the First Alert Weather Show at 9. I'm glad you're here tonight, and I'm interested in what you have to say, so if you have a comment or weather report or question, you can put it on the 14 News Facebook page. Just comment in, and I'll have a look at those here as we get through the show. Wow, what a day, huh? We've had 3, I guess actually like 5 in a row like this, where it's been much warmer than normal and sunny and just pretty darn nice out there. And we're going to hang on to that pattern until next week, and that's when we start to see some changes, which will include increasing probability of rainfall on Tuesday in particular, but some of that rain may come early and some may hang over into Wednesday as well. Our temperatures then, as that cold front comes through and triggers the rain, will also come down and actually get within striking distance of the normal high for this time of the year, which is around 77 or 76 degrees. Not bad weather, though, really, for the entire country. There aren't any hot spots, no cold areas, no snow yet, at least not, I'm sure Mount Washington and places like that have snow, but, the regular spots, not so much. 70s out there now, and in the tri-state, we're just kind of coasting down into the low 70s and upper 60s here in the next few hours. We hit 86 for the first day here of October, and we did get down to 59 this morning. Still about 6-7 degrees warmer than average. Just a quick recap of September. Of course, it was warmer and wetter than normal. It didn't get that way, though, until just last week. Prior to that, we had ongoing drought conditions, and then we had that heat wave in there, 9 days at 90 plus. For the month, we were about 1 inch and 2/10 above normal on rainfall, and we had warmer than normal temps, almost 2 degrees warmer out there. So you may have a little bump in your air conditioning bill as a result, since we had that abnormally hot weather during the middle of September. Tomorrow we're going to warm up again, mid-80s out there, and pretty nice once more with mainly sunny. Few clouds, but nothing to really ruin the day. Ruin my day. It might ruin your day, but it's not that kind of cloudiness. Still quiet in the tropics, with the exception of Imelda, now making landfall here at Bermuda as a Category 2 storm. And we also have the remnants, I suppose, of Umberto already down to a tropical depression and moving rapidly east. Imelda also accelerating there at 24 miles an hour. That's pretty fast for a hurricane, but as they get in the higher latitudes, they tend to move faster anyway. Our hour by hour is dominated by high pressure through the weekend, so that's why you're not seeing anything happening on here. I mean, the isobars are moving. Now, this is the interesting part of the evening, if there is one, and that is rain chances next week. And both the GFS model and the European have been sticking with this idea of rain on Tuesday, possibly originating as some system down in the Gulf, and then the moisture migrating up and hitting the tri-state there Monday and Tuesday, and possibly Wednesday as well, Tuesday night into Wednesday. Now, that's the GFS's solution for that, and then behind it, cooler air with temperatures in the 70s. Looking at the rain potential, the GFS advertising about 1 inch during that period. All right, let's see what the European has to say. Surprisingly, almost the exact same thing, with rain moving in late Monday and then settling in there on Tuesday and possibly lingering into Wednesday next week. How much rain is the European? It's like The Price is Right. How much rain is the European advertising? About 1/2 inch, so a little less than that. Either way, those are all positive signs that we will likely see some meaningful rainfall next week. In my book, in October, a meaningful rainfall will be more than 1/4 inch, because October is typically dry anyway. 58 overnight tonight, 88 tomorrow for the high. The 7-day forecast keeps us warm and dry through Sunday, and then things start to break down early next week with a chance of rain coming our way. Warmer than normal temperatures through the period, and near normal rainfall out there too. Our pet pick tonight from our regular viewer, contributor, Cheyenne Hammonds. That's Crawley up there. And while you're looking at Crawley, I'm going to look at your comments here and see if I can either answer any questions or do anything that might help somebody. Well, we got Cheyenne in there, so maybe you and Crawley are watching right now. Jeff Miller tilled the garden today, waiting on spring. Okay, well, cross that off the list then. That's a good exercise, and you probably had a fighting chance of breaking through the soil while it was still, not completely like a brick bat. What's a brick bat anyway? My mom always said that. This thing is as hard as a brick bat. I never understood that. I mean, I knew it wasn't good. Ricky Brown says, good evening. Well, good evening, Ricky. Glad to have you in here. We're starting to do preparation now for the fall-winter forecast. Fall severe season, and then winter, how much snow, ice, etc. And I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. We had some first graders at Morganfield Elementary that used persimmon seeds that to forecast the snow potential. And the persimmon, or the lore surrounding it, goes back to the American Ozarks. The fruit, as many of you know, is really bitter unless you wait until a persimmon is absolutely ripe. I mean, they're just, it's like ooze, but then they're real sweet. It is a healthy food, the persimmon is, a lot of vitamin A and C, and the wood is often used for things like golf clubs and musical instruments because it's very hard and resilient. All right, so that's about the persimmons. Now what about the seeds? Well, the first graders at Morganfield cut up a bunch of them, and what they saw were knives, right, which usually means an icy, cutting cold during the winter, spoons, which typically predict a lot of snow, and forks, which mean a mild winter. And I see nothing but spoons over on that side of the screen. Well, it turned out there were many more spoons than forks or knives. So the first graders at Morganfield Elementary in Julie Lavelle's class are saying it's going to be a snowy winter. Now, snowier than last year, hard to say. We had 19.5 inches of snow last year, one of our biggest snows in recent history. We're expecting a La Nina pattern to develop, which would be cooler waters in the Pacific Ocean that then have a ripple effect over North America as to what happens here. And often our La Nina winter, they are not big snow producers. Going back, and these are La Nina years only that we're looking at, the last time we had anything higher than the average snowfall, which is around 12 to 13 inches, was back in 2010, 2011, when we had, I think we had 17 inches that year. 2017-18, we actually had a pretty active winter too, with about 10 or 11 inches of snow. And the other years were well below the average, with the exception of 2000, 2001. That was a blockbuster with about 18.5 inches of snow. I think that's how far back you had to go to get one even close to what we had last year. So we'll see what Mother Nature has in store for us, but that's what some of the natural indicators are showing us for the winter forecast. We will have some science involved in making that forecast, and we'll be sharing that with you actually on November the 6th. We're going to do a look back at the 20-year anniversary of the tri-state tornado, the Evansville-Newburgh tornado that occurred on November the 6th. And we will also look ahead to our prediction for severe weather and winter weather in the coming season. So that's something to look forward to down the line. Meanwhile, I'm going to let you back to what you're doing, and I will see you over on 14 News at 10. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a good night.